If you'd hit record.
All right, we're recording.
Okay. Matt, what brings you in today? What would you like to discuss?
Well, I guess I've just been feeling kind of gray, blues lately, and I've been at work. People say that I'm moving kind of slower than normal, and
Oh,
one of my friends at work said I should come in and talk to a therapist.
yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Um, so what I'd like to do in this first session today, if it's all right with you, is I would like to go through some different assessments. And that means that I'm going to ask you some questions and write down some different numbers and score it up and just use it as information to see how you're doing and how we can move from here and get you to start feeling better.
hmm Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, all right. So I have the first assessment. It's called the Beck Depression Inventory. And I'm just going to ask you some questions.
Okay,
And you just tell me um, just answer which one you think you line up with, and I'll read them to you.
okay.
Number one is sadness. So 0 is I do not feel sad. 1, I feel sad much of the time. 2, I am sad all the time. And 3, I am so sad or unhappy that I can't stand it.
Um, one.
Okay. Pessimism. Number 0 would be I am not discouraged about my future.
hmm
1, I feel more discouraged about my future than I used to be.
hmm
2, I do not expect things to work out for me. 3, I feel my future is hopeless. It will only get worse.
I'm a two.
Okay. 3, past failure. 0, I do not feel like a failure. 1, I have failed more than I should have. 2, as I look back, I see a lot of failures. 3, I feel I am a total failure as a person.
Two.
Okay. Number 4, loss of pleasure. I get as much pleasure as I ever did from the things I enjoy. 1, I don't enjoy things as much as I used to. 2, I get very little pleasure from the things I used to enjoy. And 3, I can't get any pleasure from the things I used to enjoy.
Two.
Guilty feelings. 0, I don't feel particularly guilty. 1, I feel guilty over many things I have done or should have done. 2, I feel quite guilty most of the time. 3, I feel guilty all of the time.
Zero.
Okay. 6, punishment feelings. 0, I don't feel I am being punished. 1, I feel I may be punished. 2, I expect to be punished. And 3, I feel I am being punished.
Zero.
7, self-dislike. 0, I feel the same about myself as ever. 1, I have lost confidence in myself. 2, I'm disappointed in myself. And 3, I dislike myself.
Two.
8, self-criticalness. 0, I don't criticize or blame myself more than usual. 1, I am more critical of myself than I used to be. 2, I criticize myself for all of my faults. And 3, I blame myself for everything bad that happens.
One.
9, suicidal thoughts or wishes. 0, I don't have any thoughts of killing myself. 1, I have thoughts of killing myself, but I would not carry them out. 2, I would like to kill myself. 3, I would kill myself if I had the chance.
0.
10, crying. 0, I don't cry any more than I used to. 1, I cry more than I used to. 2, I cry over every little thing. And 3, I feel like crying, but I can't.
0.
11, agitation. 0, I am no more restless or wound up than usual. 1, I feel more restless or wound up than usual. 2, I am so restless or agitated that it's hard to stay still. And 3, I am so restless or agitated that I have to keep moving or doing something.
0.
12, loss of interest. 0, I have not lost interest in other people or activities. 1, I am less interested in other people or things than before. 2, I have lost most of my interest in other people or things. 3, it's hard to get interested in anything.
3.
13, indecisiveness. 0, I make decisions about as well as ever. 1, I find it more difficult to make decisions than usual. 2, I have much greater difficulty in making decisions than I used to. And 3, I have trouble making any decisions.
0.
14, worthlessness. 0, I do not feel I am worthless. 1, I don't consider myself as worthwhile and useful as I used to. 2, I feel more worthless as compared to other people. And 3, I feel utterly worthless.
1.
15, loss of energy. 0, I have as much energy as ever. 1, I have less energy than I used to have. 2, I don't have enough energy to do very much. And 3, I don't have enough energy to do anything.
1.
16, changes in sleeping patterns. 0, I have not experienced any change in my sleeping pattern. 1A, I sleep somewhat more than usual. 1B, I sleep somewhat less than usual. 2A, I sleep a lot more than usual. 2B, I sleep a lot less than usual. 3A, I sleep most of the day. And 3B, I wake up 1 to 2 hours early and can't get back to sleep.
3A.
Okay. 17, irritability. 0, I am no more irritable than usual. 1, I am more irritable than usual. 2, I am much more irritable than usual. And 3, I am irritable all the time.
2.
18, changes in appetite. 0, I have not experienced any change in my appetite. 1A, my appetite is somewhat less than usual. 1B, my appetite is somewhat greater than usual. 2A, my appetite is much less than before. 2B, my appetite is much greater than usual. 3A, I have no appetite at all. And 3B, I crave food all the time.
0.
Okay. 19, concentration difficulty. 0, I can't concentrate as well as ever. 1, I can't concentrate as well as usual. 2, it's hard to keep my mind on anything for very long. 3, I find I can't concentrate on anything.
1.
Okay. 20, tiredness or fatigue. I am no more tired or fatigued than usual at 0. 1, I get more tired or fatigued more easily than usual. 2, I am too tired or fatigued to do a lot of the things I used to do. 3, I am too tired or fatigued to do most of the things I used to do.
3.
21, loss of interest in sex. 0. I have not noticed any recent change in my interest in sex. 1. I am less interested in sex than I used to be. 2. I am much less interested in sex now. And 3. I have lost interest in sex completely.
0.
All right. So that's the depression inventory. The next one I'd like to do with you is the anxiety inventory. And anxiety and depression can often go together, and there could be some overlap in the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're going to tell me not at all, mildly, but it didn't bother me much, moderately, wasn't pleasant at times, severely, bothered me a lot. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of like a 0 to 3 kind of thing.
Okay.
Numbness or tingling?
0.
Feeling hot.
0.
Wobbliness in legs.
0.
Unable to relax.
1.
Dizzy or lightheaded.
0.
Heart pounding / racing.
0.
Unsteady.
0.
Terrified or afraid.
0.
Feeling of choking.
0.
And I skipped nervous.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 1.
Okay. Hands trembling.
0.
Shaky / unsteady.
0.
Fear of losing control.
1.
Difficulty in breathing.
0.
Fear of dying.
0.
Scared.
1.
Indigestion.
0.
Faint or lightheaded.
0.
Face flushed.
0.
Hot and cold sweats.
1.
Okay. The last thing we're going to screen you for is alcohol usage or potentially eating disorders. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but it goes over different alcohol amounts, the ounces.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. How often do you have a drink containing alcohol? Never is, okay, so never.
Yeah.
1 is monthly or less. 2 is 2 to 4 times a month. 3 is 2 to 3 times a week. 4 is 4 or more times a week.
4.
Okay. 2. How many drinks containing alcohol do you have on a typical day when you're drinking? 1 or 2? That's 0. What number 1 is 3 or 4? 2 is 5 or 6. 3 is 7, 8, or 9. And 4 is 10 or more.
3.
Number 3. How often do you have 6 or more drinks on one occasion? 0, never. 1, less than monthly. 2, monthly. 3, weekly. 4, daily or almost daily.
3.
4. How often during the last year have you found that you were not able to stop drinking once you had started? 0, never. 1, less than monthly. 2, monthly. 3, weekly. Or 4, daily or almost daily.
1. I'll just say 1.
Okay. Number 5. How often during the last year have you failed to do what was normally expected from you because of drinking? 0, never. 1, less than monthly. 2, monthly. 3, weekly. 4, daily or almost daily.
1.
6, how often during the last year have you needed a first drink in the morning to get yourself going after a heavy drinking session? 0, never. 1, less than monthly. 2, monthly. 3, weekly. 4, daily or almost daily.
0.
7, how often during the last year have you had a feeling of guilt or remorse after drinking? 0, never. 1, less than monthly. 2, monthly. 3, weekly. 4, daily or almost daily.
2.
8, how often during the last year have you been unable to remember what happened the night before because you have been drinking? 0, never. 1, less than monthly. 2, monthly. 3, weekly. 4, daily or almost daily.
In the last year?
Yes.
Monthly, so is that 2?
Yes. 9, have you or someone else been injured as a result of your drinking? 0, no. 2, yes, but not in the last year. 4, yes, during the last year.
4.
10, has a relative or friend or a doctor or another health worker been concerned about your drinking or suggested you cut down? 0, no. 2, yes, but not in the last year. 4, yes, during the last year.
0.
All right. Just going to take a couple minutes to score your results.
Okay.
Hey, hon, I'm with my homework partner right now, okay? I'm almost done.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Um, let's start with the depression results.
Mm-hmm.
Your depression is on the lower end of moderate depression.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really good that you came in because when people are more at the beginning stages of depression, it's much easier to treat it and deal with it before it gets severe.
Yeah.
So that's something that we will look at as the weeks go on.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm glad you came in today. Um, your anxiety, you're at the low end. You're pretty low for anxiety.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. For alcohol usage, um, you're at the low end of moderate.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so that's
a lot of drinking.
um, so that's definitely something to keep an eye on, especially if you're at the beginning stages of depression, because
Yeah.
a lot of alcohol can really exacerbate it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, these are some things that we'll look at as the weeks go on. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Megan.
Thanks for coming in.